everyone, welcome back to class. So today we're going to be learning the differences between independent variables and dependent variables. So could one of you please tell me what a variable is? Yes, Tim.
It's like something that you change and it can affect other things.
Exactly. So a variable in an experiment is something that we change to see the effect or response to. So in an experiment, we have two different types of variables. We have independent and dependent variables. So let's start with independent variables. With independent variables, when we do an experiment, we want to see the response to something that we, as the experimenter, change. And so that variable that we change would be the independent variable in an experiment. Now, the dependent variable is the response that we want to measure. So we want to see how something is affected once we change something. So that's the difference between independent and dependent variables. So independent, remember again, is something that we change, and then dependent variable is something that we measure. So the response to what we have changed. Are there any questions or any concerns so far? Yes, Tim.
Professor Gao,
Yes.
could you give us an example of what that means? I'm kind of confused.
Yes, of course. So we'll be going on to some examples. So let's start with, so let's say I'm at breakfast and I'm looking at the pantry and I'm looking at all my cereals. And I want to pick which cereal would last the longest without getting soggy. So I pose the question, which cereal brand will get soggy the fastest, so I know which one to avoid. In this situation, the independent variable, if I were to carry out an experiment, would be the different brands of cereal, because that's something that I can change. Now, the dependent variable would be the time that it takes for the cereal to get soggy in. So I would be changing the brands of cereal, the independent variable, to get the time that it gets soggy in, which is the dependent variable. Does that kind of help illustrate it? Okay. So let's bring up another example so that we can kind of see how this is used. So let's say that I'm growing a garden and I want to see which plants grow the fastest. So I pose the question, what types of fertilizers will make plants grow the fastest? So in this case, what would be the independent variable? Anyone have an idea? Yes, Darius.
The type of soil.
The type of soil, absolutely. So the type of soil, the different types of fertilizers that we can use, that would be the independent variable, something that we can change. So then what would be the dependent variable? Allison, yes.
How fast it takes to grow.
Exactly, so one of them could be how fast the plant grows. What's another dependent variable that we can measure?
Would sunlight be a dependent variable?
Let's see. Sunlight would probably be more of an independent variable because it's something that we can control and change to see the effects of how tall it would grow, but that could definitely be another variable that we can test. Let's think more about the plants and how they grow. What's another way we can measure how well a plant grows?
The height.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So we can also measure how tall a plant will grow, right, to see how the different fertilizers affect it. So that would be one of our dependent variables. So to help you all remember the differences between these two a little more, we have a chant here. This is just kind of to make sure that these concepts for differences between independent and dependent stick. So it goes, I make changes in independent variables, and then dependent variables depend on I. So pretty self-explanatory, right? So I, the experimenter, change these independent variables, right? And then the response, which is the dependent variables, they depend on I as the experimenter, or I as in the independent variables, okay? So how about let's say it together, and then next time when we review this lesson again, we'll be sure to remember the differences, okay? So on 3, 1, 2, 3. I make changes in independent variables. Dependent variables depend on I.